So this is my video for today, and I had pre-planned to kind of go on a little bit of a rant. This has been in the works for a while now, and it's going to just be exhilarating. It's going to be a thrilling video. You're going to be on the edge of your seat, so you do not want to turn this off to the very end, because there is a shocking ending where I reveal what it is that this fat, overweight, obese, depending on whether you use the food guide that made everyone obese, or whether you use the BMI index that made everyone obese, or the one prior to that, I'll be obese or borderline morbidly obese. According to this, what am I saying? According to this fat pastor, what my choice will be for the way that I will eat in terms of my... Wow, I'm not even going to edit this because maybe it's entertaining. Just having a hard time with words again. I will reveal at the end, and you will not want to miss this, what this fat, overweight, obese, morbidly obese pastor will decide to do in terms of a lifestyle diet at the end of this weight loss period of this exercise blog. I want to ask a question of you today, and that is, what approach do you find to be most successful in your life to living a healthy lifestyle? What do you feel best on? Yeah, so the rant I want to go on is because the question that I asked is going to get any number of different answers. Some people are going to say, you know, you need to eat lots of whole grains, fiber-rich diet, lots of fruits and veggies, low on the animal protein, low on saturated fats. Then you've got other people who will say, load up on the animal protein, get rid of all the grains and legumes and dairy from your diet, because those things our bodies have a tough time dealing with. Get rid of those things and you'll feel better and you'll be great. And so there's diametrically opposed systems or opinions and approaches to nutrition, and both sides have a significant amount of evidence to back them up. They both work. It's a fact. Two contradicting ideas when it comes to nutrition both work. Everyone's got an opinion. Opinion becomes fact on the internet a lot of times. I mean, I find some of the evidence more convincing, and I'll share a little bit of that with you towards the end. But I've done a lot of reading. I know that calorie counting isn't the best approach, but for me, who's a little bit panicked about having to say goodbye to just mentally, part of the mental battle of limiting your food or limiting your calorie intake or trying to eat healthier, is this mental panic that happens when I'm like, I have to say goodbye to certain foods, I have to cut out certain foods and say goodbye to them. And so what calorie counting does is it allows room for those kinds of things. And yes, they're empty calories, and yes, you'll be hungry later in the day, and I have been hungry later in the day for making some poorer choices. But what it does allow is freedom. And what I find over time, and it's what's already starting to happen, is that you start to make better calorie decisions, because I can eat a red hot beef and bean burrito, and let's be honest, that is phenomenal. I mean, the endorphins that releases in my brain, I just have to sit there with my eyes closed and go, so good. I can eat one of those, 370 calories, or I can have 2 full chicken breasts. So you weigh those two things. Or I work with a guy at the office, one of my friends, close buddy. Today he was drinking one of those big Healthy Planet jugs smoothie type things, and it was like 600 calories. He could have had 4 chicken breasts for the calories of that drink. And so you start to make better decisions that give you better bang for your buck calorie wise, and that's what it forces you into. And so I think calorie counting can be good, it can be very efficient, it can be very helpful, but long term I know that it's probably not the best way to go about it. But after a while, I mean, blah blah blah, after a while calorie counting becomes second nature. You just start keeping a running total in your head, and you know where you're at during the day roughly, and you can do it with very little effort after a while. And I know some people who have had very great success maintaining weight loss over a many-year period doing the calorie counting method, using the little app on your iPhone or Android, MyFitnessPal. It's a great app. Recommend you check it out. This is an intermission, and to remind you that there is a shocking, thrilling ending to this video. Hey, look at that. It looks like I got a lampshade on top of my head. I've gone all brat on nutrition before. I've gotten very into it. I don't know a lot. I'm not an expert on nutrition by any sense, but I know an average amount, or a little bit better than average amount, about a lot of different nutritional approaches. I've read books like The China Study, The Paleo Solution, The Warrior Diet, Good Calories, Bad Calories, Wheat Belly, the South Beach Diet. I've got 2 on my wish list for Kindle right now. One is It Starts With Food, and the other one is Why We Get Fat by Gary Taubes, I believe it's by. So great stuff. Robb Wolf wrote The Paleo Solution. It's another great book to read. The China Study is a great book to read. No matter which one of those you read, and they're pretty much diametrically opposed in terms of their approach to nutrition, you read the China Study and you read the Paleo Solution, you can go online and find all kinds of stuff to refute both of those things. So to claim that we know the right way to do it is a little bit arrogant, sorry to say. It's a little bit arrogant, and it's the one thing that if it's the lifestyle you're doing, everyone you talk to, and I'm not complaining because I just love / enjoy it / hate it. Yeah, but where was I? Oh yeah, no, when you do the food type stuff, someone's always got a suggestion, someone's always got an opinion, someone's always got a way to tell you how to do it. And this is not a direct jab or a result of any of the comments that have been made so far, because I'd planned to do a blog like this prior to even starting this. So this was coming anyways. But everyone's got an opinion, and there seems to be this collective nebulous amount of these group of people called they. And so I've tried many different approaches. I've watched a million documentaries like Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. I'm just getting all crazy because there's so much I want to talk about, and I don't know how to organize it. So this is an intermission, and to remind you that there is a shocking, thrilling ending to this video. Hey, look at that. It looks like I got a lampshade on top of my head. Watched a lot of documentaries. Let's start there. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead is a guy who was really overweight, and he decided to do a 10-day only juice fast, basically, and he did fresh juices. He used a high-speed centrifugal juicer, and he traveled around and made his juice. It ended up lasting 60 days. He reversed some autoimmune stuff. So we bought a juicer, an Omega 8006 juicer, which we used for a long time, felt great, was drinking the kale like nobody's business. Started making me want to vomit a little bit, the taste after a while, but that was because I was cutting out stuff that would make it sweet. Anyways, so the juicing stuff felt great on it, lots of energy. Watch documentaries like Hungry for Change, Food Matters, Food Fight, Fathead, Super Size Me. You should watch those 2 documentaries together, Fathead and Super Size Me, because Super Size Me tells you that fast food's the devil. And Fathead basically is a guy who ate fast food every day while reducing his weight and improving in every area, such as cholesterol, blood pressure, all that kind of stuff. So interesting to check out. I watched Earthlings. I was determined I was never going to touch an animal product again after watching that. So there's just been this back and forth of all of these different suggestions of ways to do it. And so some things that I've tried, juicing I mentioned, Slim Fast, that lasted for like a week. Lame. We tried Jenny Craig. It was good if you stick to it. I mean, anything works if you stick to it. So we were at Jenny Craig for a while. I lost about 20 pounds right away. I've kept 10 off, but I was messing around and it was getting too expensive. Did the South Beach diet for a while. That worked. Ketogenic diet, which is basically a very carbohydrate restricted diet, and basically what that does is you deprive your body of glucose so that which it typically burns for energy. Am I right, Scott Bell? Is that right? Anyways, your body typically burns that for energy. And so what you do by limiting your carbohydrate intake is that your glucose gets to a point in your body where your body has to start mobilizing your fat reserves for energy. And so your body literally starts eating its fat. And so we got these pee sticks that you pee on to determine if you're in ketosis or in a ketogenic state. So basically I was aiming for less than 30 grams of carbs a day, usually hitting less than 19. And again, you tell that to people, they'll freak out, relax. People do it all the time. I lost 10 pounds in a week doing it. Fantastic. And you're never hungry, ever. Then there's calorie counting, which we've already talked about a little bit. And then there's the warrior diet and intermittent fasting. And this is something, again, that you'll get people who say it's never good to skip a meal. Don't they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day? And so on and so on. But there are elite level athletes that train in a fasted state. So basically they don't eat for 16 to 20 hours of the day. They don't eat, and they get all their eating in a short window. But they'll train in a fasted state. They get great results. And some people say, oh, I can never do that. Well, everyone can do whatever they want. Really, your body will adapt. But it's great. I did that for a while. My energy was fantastic because my body wasn't spending energy reserves digesting food throughout the day. Basically, what you have when it comes down to it is most dietary approaches are a take on one of two things: either a high carbohydrate, low fat diet, or a low carbohydrate, high fat diet. There's two ways, two different groups. Vegans, vegetarians tend to fall in the one category. The Canadian Food Guide, the US Food Guide, which is a load of garbage, falls into the first category. And it's not a load of garbage because it falls into the first category, but I don't really think it's aimed at health at all. I think it's aimed at promoting and supporting the agricultural industries of their countries. Anyways, that's just a bonus feature for you on this DVD that will need to be made in a DVD because it's so long. Gotta stop doing this. Squirrel. There's just squirrels everywhere that I'm chasing. So, and then the other side, the low carbohydrate, higher fat, you've got things like paleo, you've got the ketogenic diet, you've got the warrior diet kind of fits into that a little bit. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's coming. The part you've all been waiting all this time for, the longest video in the world. None of my future videos will ever come close to being this long. I'm sorry, but stay with me because the moment you've been waiting for is coming right now. The reason why I did this is because YouTube said if you give someone a cliffhanger, then they'll watch till the end. So that's why I've been experimenting very subtly with doing that right now. And the one that I will and our family will likely, most definitely probably end up doing in the end is some version or some take on the Paleolithic diet, which is based on what our ancestors from thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, and depending on what your view is of the earth, millions of years ago, what they ate in their diets and how that helped them progress and what was available to them and the kind of how often they ate and all those kinds of things. But it's based on that. That is what I've done in the past that I have felt the best on, the most energy I felt, my body's felt the cleanest on. I enjoy that paleo diet. It makes sense to me. The evidence makes sense. Everything makes sense. And if you disagree with me, that's cool, and we can talk about it because, hey, I'm freely admitting to everyone that pretty much any approach to dieting will cause you to lose weight. Pretty much any approach across the board, no matter how much they contradict each other, there's a million things that work. So that's what I'm saying. And that is all. I hope I have a few people left after this who will watch the next video. Bye-bye.